the Pittsburgh Steelers put the right of first refusal tag on Aaron Rodgers. So what that means is basically if he accepts this tender, it gives him a 10% raise over his salary last year, so roughly about $15 million. And then
$15 million total will be his salary. So it's not $15 million raise, right?
Yeah, right. $15 million total will be his salary for the 2026 season. But if another team were to come in and say, hey, we want to give you a 2-year, $28 million deal, the Pittsburgh Steelers can say, no, we'll match that. He's ours. So that's what that right of first refusal. He can still shop anywhere else he wants, but if whatever contract is offered to him, the Steelers retain the right to match it and make him their quarterback for the 2026 season. But again, this is still just Aaron Rodgers doing Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
make your damn decision.
I don't understand. I just don't. And they obviously went and drafted Drew Allen. Whether he's going to be a player or not, who knows? Pittsburgh drafted him, in the third round stage? They think he's a player. Was it the third round or the fourth round? Third round, right?
I'd say it was third.
I'm pretty third. I think it was the third round. Yeah. So you think he's a player. Obviously, you're familiar with him. He's not down the interstate. He's not far from you. I just don't understand. And you know my affinity for Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Great player, one of the best ball spinners and throwers, and just phenomenal and accurate players of all time. But he's not that guy anymore that can load a team on his shoulders and carry it. Hence why Pittsburgh needs more players. That being said, why do you do this? Well, why do you continue to put, unless Pittsburgh already knows this, but why put this tag on him if you knew he was coming back automatically, right? So whether there's some indecision, I just don't understand why. And if you notice, Segs, the national coverage of it, less people give a shit about it's like you cried wolf, you cried wolf, you cried wolf. And I like Aaron Rodgers, but you cried wolf so much. You're not really a big national story about this. Maybe as it gets closer, if he hasn't made his decision. But in truth, this is – and Pittsburgh, no matter what Rodgers does, if Pittsburgh wants him bad enough, he's not going to be able to leave.
Right.
And so who knows what he's thinking in his mind, because he obviously beats to a different drum. I just don't understand why every year – I don't know if it's for just that he's decided what he wants to do. You and I both know he either knows if he's going to play or not. And I do not believe that he would right now say no. He's playing football, I believe. So I don't understand. It's Pittsburgh. They want you, your starting quarterback. You got a chance, hopefully, to have a better year and continue to elevate and try to win again. I just have never understood but it's his decision. But Pittsburgh can move on without him. But they're not prepared in the building with Howard and Aller to make that move yet. He's the best chance for you to win. I just don't understand why the holdup and why we have to deal with this shit every offseason. I just don't get it. And we don't have to. We don't talk. This is the first time we've really dived into Aaron Rodgers pre-draft in the last 3 months. Other than, what's going to happen? We haven't really dived in. And now with what Pittsburgh did, other than that, he's just become a guy in the offseason. But Pittsburgh, I would think, wants to make some offseason plans and get themselves ready. Before you know it, we'll be blinking and training camps here.
Yeah. Do you think this is Rodgers being, I don't know how old he is, close to 40 or at 40, whatever.
I think it's 40, 41, something in there. Somewhere
40,
in that
41,
range.
somewhere in there. Do you think this is a, let's just say 40-year-old quarterback not wanting to do off-season stuff, and so he just waits and waits and waits and says, I don't want to do any of these mini camps. I don't want to do the start of training camp. It's Mike McCarthy's offense, and he knows it maybe better than anybody.
Yep.
He's not needed. Now, is it good for Michael Pittman, who you just brought in, DK Metcalf, the other offensive players on the team, to have Aaron Rodgers there to work with him? Of course it is. That makes you better once the season rolls around. But how much of this do you think is a 40-ish-year-old quarterback not wanting to do off-season stuff?
I think part of it. The truth is, Segs, at this stage of the game, guys that I've been with that were veterans, whether it was Jim McMahon or Warren, guys who had established themselves in this league, David Craig in Seattle. But David Craig showed up to the rookie stuff to throw. Dave, he just loved it. So having Rodgers around just for morale and just to check, even if he didn't throw one ball, Segs. Dan Fouts told me years ago, I said, Dan, what do you do in the offseason? I asked him this one offseason to get ready. He goes, Sean, you have to compete. You're young. He goes, I'm at the stage now. There's only so much. John Hadel had told him there's only so many throws left in the arm. He didn't pick up a ball till training camp.
Wow.
And Aaron may be at that stage, depending on whoever's OCD kicks in. Like some guys, man, if you don't throw, you got it. Rodgers can pick up a ball, close his eyes, and make the throw he wants, even at his age. Now, taking the hits to add up. In McCarthy's offense, he knows the verbiage. And even if he didn't get any work, it'd be good for Allard how to get a lot of the work to find out who's going to be established backup. But just having him around is a good thing. I think part of it probably says he loves to golf. He's got his own personal. He does all the stuff he does in private away. But I would think that if you called the Steelers and Mike and said, Mike, listen, dude, I'll get this done. I just don't want to have to be there all the time in the office. What's McCarthy going to say? No.
Right.
He's going to say, well, just pop in for a day or two. You don't have to just put some sweats on and talk to the fellows, warm up a little bit and get on a plane, get out. You don't. They're not winning or losing the Super Bowl by Aaron Rodgers in May. I assure you.
Right. They're
not winning or losing the Super Bowl this year in the first place. But I don't need him around much. There's a part of me that I think Aaron likes the cat and mouse chess game. I do. I think he likes knowing that he's controlling the situation. Not making bad, just makes it like, damn. And Mike McCarthy knows him better than anybody else in that building when it comes to coaches and the rest of it. So I don't think it's just 100%. Now, I don't want to be there in the offseason. Well, Aaron, you're either going to come or not. We're not at that stage. You say that to Howard, you say that to Al. You don't say that to Rodgers. But I always believe it starts that train rolling, that ball rolling, that train moving down the tracks in the offseason just to get a positive feel. Aaron's going to do what Aaron does. We got to quit trying to figure him out because you're never going to get it. And maybe McCarthy already knows he's coming back because they've had conversation. But publicly, we don't. But I think we do. Aaron Rodgers will be a Pittsburgh Steeler and go at least one more, depending on the result.
Well, let's also remember that he sat and watched this exact thing play out year after year with Brett Favre.
No doubt.
On his own team, where he was drafted as a young quarterback, waiting his turn as a first-round pick. And, it was always, okay, is this the Aaron Rodgers time? Or is Brett Favre going to return for another year? And then finally the Packers had enough and we're just like, it's time for Aaron Rodgers. And
right.
And it took time, but he learned that as a young player. And and now we're doing this again with Aaron Rodgers. And it's, it's funny that
the same things that make you laugh. Yeah, same things that make you laugh, make you cry. I hate it. You're the guy that's wondering if he's coming back. It bugs you. Now you're the guy who everybody's wondering if you are coming back.
Yeah.
And, and both, listen, Howard and Drew Aller are just going to go in there and compete to try and find their job. They're competing to see who the backup is and to be ready.
Yeah.
But as I said, Aaron doesn't need a lot of throws in the offseason. Matter of fact, he needs fresh legs and a fresh arm. But I'd be more shocked if he doesn't show up in Pittsburgh than if he does. It's exhausting and fatiguing if you let it, knowing this. I went in this offseason saying, during the fall, I thought he was done safe. I thought this was over. I thought this was his last year. And I said it on this show. But I think that listen, most players, what do you got to do, Segs? You got to drag them off, man.
Yeah.
You got to drag them off the field, and something's got to happen where their shoulder, they just can't throw anymore, or nobody wants them anymore. Where you do it. Most guys hang on too long. They don't get out at the right time. And Aaron's still got game. Not 5 years a game, but he's still got game. And he still gives Pittsburgh the best chance to win of the three. But the narrative's tired as a motherfucker. It just wears you out.
Yeah.
As much as I like the guy, the narrative's tired. But if we let it, it ain't going to bother me because guess what? I'm not on salary and I'm not a Pittsburgh Steeler. And I don't give a shit. Other than when the fall comes around, is he in uniform ready to go? Or is Pittsburgh now a cellar dweller with a backup quarterback plan? That's what you're going to ask yourself.